Oh yeah.
Hi everybody, I'm Andrea. Hope you enjoyed my snappy little musical intro. I wanted to have some fun to start because we're going to be talking about MS symptoms, which are really not so much fun, and thought we'd start out with a smile. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and this is my obligatory pre-angioplasty for CCSVI video. Tell you about my symptoms and about what my hopes are for my results from my procedure next week in Tampa. So let's get started. I was diagnosed 6 years ago. I probably had symptoms at least a year before that. I started to fall down and woke up with tingling in my hands and my feet, which progressed, and unfortunately I was living in a fairly remote place, so I was not able to get medical attention quickly. So the initial episode pretty much lasted almost 2 months and subsided as it does on its own, but left me with what I believe is permanent damage in my nerves that affect my walking ability, more specifically my left foot. I have a severe foot drop in my left foot. So that's my most major symptom. My other big symptoms are fatigue, overwhelming fatigue. I was taking Provigil, but I have stopped it about a month ago, and the fatigue is just indescribable, but I stopped it because number one, ran out of my prescription, and number two, I wanted to get a realistic idea of what the procedure will do for my symptoms. So I've been dealing with tremendous fatigue for the last month. The other symptoms are bowel and bladder problems, which are pretty debilitating and pretty much upset my lifestyle, but I'm not going to go into the details here. I'll spare you that. But they're not fun, and they're something I deal with on a daily basis. My cognition, I'm going to say, is not too badly affected by my MS. I believe I was sharp. I think what happened is I've slowed down. I have to do everything more slowly now. And whereas I was a big multitasker and always on the go, and I can't do that anymore. I pretty much have to concentrate and do one thing at a time. But when I'm doing that, I'm fine. I can concentrate. So I'm not really sure if I'll see a change or improvement in that. And I'm also 62 years old, so people tell me, it may not be the MS, it's just a function of aging. So those are my major. Oh, and heat sensitivity. Sorry, that's a big one. And I live in Florida, so what ends up happening is I pretty much avoid being outside. I go from my air-conditioned home to my air-conditioned office to my air-conditioned car, and it's just a question of getting outside from one place to another. I don't do outside activities, and that's how I deal with the heat. But even getting from my apartment in the elevator downstairs to my car is, on the days when it's very hot and humid here, it's extremely difficult, and my legs do give out. I use a scooter when I'm outside my home, and up until maybe 3 or 4 months ago, I was walking independently in my home, but now I am using a walker because that has deteriorated as well. So my hopes for the procedure are that I will get some function back in my legs, although I know I won't be 100% because, as I said, I strongly suspect, and my neurologist suspects, that I have permanent damage. But I do want to get back to perhaps maybe where I was 5, 6 years ago, in terms of the fatigue, the bladder, and my walking ability. Okay, so I'm going to try and show you how I walk. I have the computer the laptop sitting on my walker, so I'm going to show you how I walk independently, but holding on to the walls or furniture or whatever's available. So this is it. Sorry for my big butt in the camera. So, as you can see, you know, I do have pretty severe limp, and just that little bit of walking is exhausting. So, you know, let's see if I can do the things I mean, I don't have any problem doing the nose thing, closing my eyes, touching my nose, but see, now I'm starting to sway and I'm out of breath from the amount, just that little bit of walking is exhausting. Jumping, well, you know, that's it. My feet never left the ground. I'm hoping that's going to be something that I can do. So that's it, and hopefully I'll have a better, new, improved me for you next week. So thank you for watching this, and see you next week.